Okay, just a quick video just to show you what you get in the box for this ANRAN 5 megapixel security camera. You know what, I'm just going to take the exposure down on that video so you can see perhaps the packaging in a bit more clearly, because obviously it's quite light packaging, so that is coming across there. So that's the packaging itself. You can see it's still sealed. I'm going to just take that back up again so you can see the actual product now. It is sealed, so we're going to take off the shrink wrapping here together, and then you'll see exactly what you get in the packaging. Okay, it's actually very well shrink wrapped. So this is exactly what you're going to get in the packaging if you order this, because I always think it's helpful to see it in the product in somebody's hands, so that you can, you know, get a bit more of a feel for what it is that you're getting, even if you can't actually hold it yourself. Right, so opening it up just here. Okay, so first things first, you've got a quick start guide there, and that is actually a very decent looking manual. Okay, it's only an English looking manual. There's no other languages in there, it's only English, and it's fairly substantial there. That's a decent enough quick start guide. Let's see what you actually get in the product. So a little thin foam piece there, roll plugs and screws. Here's the power cable, because of course it does have to be plugged in all the time. So there's a little power extension cable here. It's not battery powered as far as I'm aware. It's got to be plugged in the whole time. So there's a little DC extension cable there. You can see that that's where that would plug in. And here's the actual DC adapter. It's a fairly standard plug on the end. This is just going to be useful if you're wiring something and you already have something like this in place. It's 5.5. Yeah, is it a 5.5 by 2.1? Looking at that, yeah, looks like a 5.5 mils by 2.1 for the DC socket there. Let's see how much cable they give you, and then we'll look at the actual product itself in a moment. Okay, so including the extension cable here, we get roughly 30, 60, 90, 120, just over 130 up to the product itself. I'll measure that in a moment, so bear that in mind. This is the camera itself. It's actually really nice. You can see it's fully swiveling there. Okay, it's got antennae here. Okay, and a QR code there. It's a 12-volt input, as you probably expected. There's your mounting bracket just there. So yeah, first impressions are that that's a quite solid unit. Okay, yeah, very solid unit. You've got a little door just here where you can add, I hope you can see there, a micro SD card just there. There's also a little, looks like a little switch or something there. Not sure about that just yet, but the SD card slot just there. So it looks like a decent enough camera. It does say it's suitable for outdoor use, so I'm expecting it to be fully waterproof, but I will of course be testing that. Alright, and final little thing before we finish. Let's just see about this. We were already at 130, weren't we, when we got to here, just over 130. So let's connect it up and see exactly how much cable length you've got to play with. So from 130, that's going to take us to roughly 160, 190, from about there to there. There we go. So it's 220, and then another 30 there. 250, about 2.5 meters in cable there. So not a huge amount of cable. Obviously it's got to be connected to a socket. I would strongly recommend that goes to an indoor socket with something like that, unless you've got a completely sealed outdoor unit that can cover a transformer like this. Most of them just cover normal kind of plugs, so If you've got one that can cover a transformer, then go ahead, but otherwise I would suggest this is going through a wall or through an open window or something like that, to an indoor plug. But anyway, I'm going to give this a good thorough testing and then read my written review for how it's been to live with.